Working this time, bud? All right, we are back live for take 2 tonight. Quick again, just in case you don't miss the first show, we want our sponsors out there. We got Morning Sun Marketplace with Rick and Sue Fritz out in central Pennsylvania. Thomasville, I believe it is. Hawk Wings up in Jackson, Minnesota. Give them a call. Get yourself a wing for whatever you're running with a wing on it. They'll make her for you. My Race Pass. If you don't have My Race Pass, you need to get My Race Pass. They got, I don't know how many tracks, and now they're in Australia.
Everywhere.
So if you want to follow racing, they're the ones. Kaiser Wheels down here in Alton, Iowa. Be Wiser by Kaiser. Kudum Auto Sales over in Inwood, Iowa. R&K Insulation also over in Inwood, Iowa. Huset Speedway. Mother's Day is just around the corner anymore. And Fulkins Brothers Trucking. Always like to thank them guys for everything they do for racing and for us. Hero Haven for what they do for the first responders and the vets and everything else that they take them on trips around, pretty much around the whole nation for different outdoor events. And Lumber Lounge and Garage with bench racing with Shane and Snow.
Hey, we're back at Hoagie's Garage, and we have Wout Hoffmans on our show tonight. Did I say it right, Wout?
That was completely right.
Yeah, there you go.
Good thing he told us before we brought him on air, bud.
I would have definitely said Woot. So, but
yeah, well, we probably will before the show is over, so don't be upset with us.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's fine with me.
Because we screw things up on a regular basis.
So, normally we go way back and figure out how you got started with racing. But let's jump right to the Chili Bowl, because you had to have had a blast at the Chili Bowl.
Oh yeah. This year's Chili Bowl was an absolute dream come true for me to run as well as we did on the prelim night. Like a couple of highlights we had, and the heat, winning the heat, and then going past a lot of cars in the qualifier to starting on the front row of a prelim A, and then running the top 4 there, and just race with the best there is. That I've been doing it for so long was really cool, and to come into Saturday and make the big show, it was an awesome week that I'll never forget.
To make the big show at the Chili Bowl is an accomplishment. Because, there is a ton of good drivers down there for the week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, looking at the list of people that have made the show before, and even people that haven't, there's a lot of big names that have never been able to do it.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Now, remind me, did you come from the B to get into the A?
Yes, yep. I started 4th in the second B main on Saturday and managed to hold on to a 7th place finish to put it in the show. So
that's all you need to do.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, going into that race, I knew I needed to stay in the top 7 and rode around in 4th for a little bit and then got to racing with them guys. I think I even fell back to 9th at one spot, so I had to pass a couple cars to get back to 7th. But yeah, to make the show was an unreal feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. Well, last year I think was the first year Jody had a car in the big show.
Yeah, Frank.
And they were ecstatic then, and I'm guessing they were probably just as excited this year.
Oh yeah. I could see how much it meant to Jody to have a car in the show 2 years in a row. So I was really glad I was able to do that for him, and it was a cool experience for the whole team for sure.
Yeah. And it's we've said it before, but it's on our bucket list. We got to make it down there sometime for at least a few of the days.
It's the whole event is a really cool experience to have for sure.
It's a spectacle, and racing is what it is.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely.
How did you come about going with Jody? Was it you just heard about him, or how did that happen that you guys tied together?
So at the start of this year, I moved to Texas and started living and racing with Johnny Boland and Boland Speed and Performance. So Jody and Johnny were good friends, and kind of through that way, talking to Johnny about what I'm going to do for Chili Bowl this year. And Johnny said, I know a guy, and that ended up being Jody. So did some research on it, and I felt like that was my best opportunity. So reached out to Jody, and Jody was all for it. So it's just really cool where it all started to where it ended is really neat.
Yeah, because, Jody basically lives where Tob's at.
Yep.
A mile
2 miles
out of town. But, it's just really cool that we have this guy in Northwest Iowa, and he has, 6, 7 cars that race down there. And it's it makes the Chili Bowl way more fun for us
Yeah.
because we feel like we actually know people that are
Well,
racing.
we had somebody to follow every night. You know, Jody had a car running every night, or either he owned it or he was working on it. So we were always watching.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
But now I have to ask now, this is a little off the wall from racing, but I come to understand from Gary that you were spending some time more or less teaching the kids how to cuss in Dutch. Is that true?
That did happen during the week at Chili Bowl. Yeah, that was it was a lot of fun trying to get him to say words in Dutch, and then they started saying it the whole week. So it was funny.
Yeah.
So, are you fluent in Dutch? I mean, your English is really good. So, I'm just curious, are you fluent in both?
Oh yeah, I'm fluent in Dutch. That's all I ever spoke for my whole life before I started racing out in the UK, and then especially when I moved to America, my English has picked up a lot.
Yeah. That's
See, now, my grandma was Dutch, and the only time she spoke Dutch is when she didn't want us to understand what she was saying.
Yep.
And I don't even know if I say it right, but I think she used to say "Hadverdama." Is that possible? I got the words wrong.
The American accent might make it hard for me to understand, but
Yep. Doesn't it?
But anyway, she had a couple different words that she would say when she'd be mad at something and didn't want us to know what she was saying. And then all I've ever known is a few cuss words in Dutch. About like my Spanish, I know a few cuss words in Spanish too. But
yep.
So let's just go back. When did you start racing? How did you start racing?
So my dad has always owned a race team back home, and there was not really a question if I was ever going to race. It was just when I'm going to race. So when I was 4 years old, I hopped in a go-kart. And when I was 6 years old, I ran my first real race on the road courses back home in Europe. And it kind of just stumbled on from there. I kept racing go-karts until I was 11 years old. Ran the Miami Euro Series, won the Rookie of the Year in that in 2016. Then I won the overall championship in 2017. Then when I was 11 years old, I moved into the pavement oval class back home. They're kind of like little NASCARs with very low horsepower engines in them. And then I did that for 2 years. I moved on to the F2 stock cars junior class back home, which is it's basically a really big sprint car with bumpers all around it. And so I raced that for a couple years, and then I moved into the adult class when I was 15, and then I ran that for 2 years, and it's completely different from what any racing class in America is. Like, we can use the bumpers and we can hit each other, and it's kind of crazy. But
I clicked on your Facebook page a little bit and looked at some of the old pictures, and the cars are altogether different than what we have over here. And you were talking about the ones with the
nothing like it.
Yeah, you were talking about the ones with the bumpers, and the only thing I could relate them to is when we've watched races in New Zealand. They got a class down there. We call it like roller derby, like they're in teams out there. And and they're like trying to crash the other guys out to get their team member to the front or something. We're not exactly sure. We've never had anybody on the show from New Zealand yet to tell us, but
yeah, no, the cars are pretty similar, but we don't do the team racing. We're all on our own.
Yeah,
okay.
You bet.
But I seen they had the bumpers around the tires and everything. So
how much did you have to travel when you raced? You're originally from the Netherlands, is that correct?
Yep. Born and raised in the Netherlands, and the Netherlands is a really small country, so we only have 5 or 6 racetracks. So we don't really have to travel that far. I think the furthest we travel in our country is about 2 to 3 hours. But when I raced the go-karts, I raced all over Europe. So I raced in Spain, Italy, France, Germany. So we did quite a bit of traveling when I raced the go-karts.
So I just have to ask, because we don't know nothing. When you're in Europe then and you're traveling to them different countries, I know trains are popular over there. Would you drive to the different tracks? Would you take a train to them, or how would you get your equipment to the track?
Yeah, we always owned our own equipment. So we had a big truck that we drove to the tracks. It was basically like an RV with little room in the back for all the go-karts and that. So we drove everywhere.
Okay.
That's cool.
Because, they're just the other day I seen they switched sides of Australia now to run the races this week, and I think the one guy said it was a 19-hour drive or something.
Jesus.
Yep.
So
It's long.
yeah.
So what else did you do in Europe then before you came to the United States?
So we also did a lot of racing in England, which is it's across the pond. We take our big truck on the train that goes under the water, so you can get to England. And I did a full season of racing over there. I would say I was pretty successful. I was the only driver from the Netherlands to ever win the British Championship over there. So I had a lot of fun doing that. It was the racing in the Netherlands got a little boring for me, so we took on that challenge of going to England, and that was one of my most fun years racing, traveling over there, and I had a absolute blast racing in England with all my English buddies, and did a couple racing back home that year too, but it was mostly in England. So when I was 16, I moved out here, so I never really got to do much racing when I was older in the adult class back home. But it was a lot of fun when in my younger years going to England and racing the go-karts all over Europe.
Yeah, and that's something it's hard for us to wrap our head around. But take a train with your hauler on it under the English Channel through the tunnel. We don't have anything like that in America, so that's cool to me because I love history.
And
I
stuff. Like how he calls it the pond.
Yeah,
taking it across the pond. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So why the U.S.? Why? I mean, you said you were 16 when you came here, or 17?
Yeah, so I think I was 7 or 8 the first time I came over here, but it was just completely as a race fan. I'd never seen any sprint cars or anything like that. We just came on a family vacation, actually where I'm at right now in Daytona, to watch the sprint cars at Volusia, and then we went to the Daytona 500 to watch the NASCAR there. And ever since then, I've really been in love with America and the racing they got here, and I kind of followed it ever since then, with social media and all that. But because of the time difference, I couldn't really watch any of the races because I'd have to stay up super late in the morning.
Yep.
But then when I got older, when I got about 14, 15, I was able to stay up that late. And I think one day I just bought me a Flow Racing or Dirt Vision subscription, and I started staying up almost every weekend to watch sprint cars and really, really fell in love with it. And I can remember for about 3 years straight, I would watch the Chili Bowl from home, and it ended about 7 a.m. every morning, and I have to wake up at 8 a.m. to go to school. And
damn!
Every day I'd fall asleep at school because I was not missing one of those nights. So it's funny how it all worked out. So then when I was 15, we came out on another family vacation here in Daytona, and that's when I knew a lot more about it. I knew who all the drivers were, and I was that time I was running around the pits, taking pictures with all of them, and just really just addicted to sprint cars and all the dirt track racing over here. So I ended up meeting someone that gave me the opportunity to come out here and race, and kind of that's how it all started.
So who was that? Who was your first races with?
When we were down here, we met, he was crewing for Wayne Johnson at the time, who was full-time on the Outlaw Tour. His name is Darren Robinson, and we kind of just started talking to him while they were doing maintenance on the car during the day, and he was like, well, you want to come over here and race? So he got me a ride with Blake Dacus and Cooper Miller for the Tulsa Shootout that year, and it was an eye-opening experience. I just ran the restrictor class that year because I was still 15, but with Blake Dacus and Cooper Miller was my first ever race in America at the Shootout.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
That's awesome.
So, obviously, you're running the midgets and stuff now, and you're running some sprint cars. So, when did you get in your first sprint car?
So actually, when I came over here to race the Tulsa Shootout, I stayed with a guy in Tulsa named Adrian Berryhill, and he was very kind to he didn't know me or my family at all. But Darren, the guy we met here in Florida, knew him very well, and he said, we got this family coming over, you got a place to stay for them. So I stayed with him, and he had a sprint car team, and we kind of talked through the week, and he was like, well, you want to come over here and work for me in the summer? And that's how this whole deal, the really moving to America started. So I was graduating I think it was in June. I had to graduate, so kind of came home and did all my school stuff, and just kind of had planned the day after I graduate, fly out to America and go work for Adrian. So that's what I did. I graduated and flew the day after that, packed my bags, flew out here, and worked on the car for a couple weeks. And then his driver actually had to go fishing. He had a driver at the time, and he had some big fishing tournament. So Adrian is about as addicted to racing as I am. So he said, well, you want to hop in the car? So luckily I had all my gear over here. So that's how I ended up in Adrian's sprint car for the first time.
So is that a 410 right away, or what class were you running?
That was a 305. It was
Okay.
a 305 at Thunderbird Speedway in Oklahoma.
Okay.
How'd it go?
It went pretty well from what I can remember. It's been so long now, but I think we made the show, and actually the race got winded out because we were under caution, and I think a tornado came blowing through with a huge thunderstorm.
Oh, yeah, that'd
So
be a
I
good reason
was
to cancel it.
going down the back stretch, and I could feel the whole car moving around, and the wing was pulling because of the air, and they ended up taking us off the racetrack, and as soon as we pulled into the pits, it started pouring down rain. So that was my first experience in a sprint car.
Welcome to America.
Right, yeah.
So you said that was so long ago. How old are you now?
I'm 18 now, so I was 16 when I ran my first sprint car race.
2 years ago, as he's calling a long time ago, Bud. Me and Bud we got, I ain't going to go with it. We got stuff on our, we're just old. Anyway,
Yeah.
before I forget, Brady Grafin says you the man.
Who's that?
Brady Grafin.
Oh, yep.
So he's listening. So don't say nothing bad about Brady while you're on here now. But you can if you want
I'll
to.
try not. He worked hard at the Chili Bowl, so I can't say anything.
Well,
Yeah.
don't blow his head up too much yet.
Right.
I know Brady a little bit, but I would assume Brady absolutely busts his butt the whole time he's there. So,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was awesome, and everyone that Jody had, I couldn't have been with a better team.
yeah.
We can pick on Brady a little bit. We sponsor his kids in their go-karts, so we
Nice,
we
yep.
know him good enough. We can tease him a little bit.
Right.
This is way off the wall, but did you know Scruffy Bobby Ellen was a world champion go-kart racer?
I did not know that, actually. Interesting.
Yeah, he went over to Europe when he was, you remember how old he
No,
was?
don't-
15, 13?
Yeah, something.
And he actually was, they had race car drivers from all over the world, and he won the race.
He was the world champion or something over there.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that. That's cool to know.
This was back quite a
was
ways
long
before your
ago,
time, but
Yeah,
we're talking 60 years ago.
yeah. So
Right.
But
what did you all do then last year and then lead up to what you're going to be doing this year?
So all of last year, at the start of April, I used to live in Tulsa, and I moved to Texas with Johnny Boland, and started racing his car, the micro sprint that is, and I ran his car at the Tulsa Shootout, not this past year, but the year before. So Johnny is awesome, and his cars were very good. So I was very excited when I was able to drive one of his cars, and that's what I kind of did for the rest of the year. Drove Johnny's car kind of all over the country, mainly at Port City and around the Texas area, and had a blast doing that. And Johnny has taught me a lot. I have learned maybe everything I know about dirt track racing in America because of Johnny. He is super smart, and he has his cars are very good. So so that's what I did this past year, and this coming year I've got some very cool stuff in the works. That's if it all works out, it's going to be really cool. But I can't quite. Hopefully it's going to be announced soon. But this year it's going to be a big year for me.
Oh,
that's going to be awesome.
That's good.
We're looking forward to it.
Yeah, me
Now
too.
we know
Yeah,
you,
if
so
it
now
all
we're gonna-
works out, it's good.
Now we're going to have to follow you a lot closer now that we know you and stuff. So
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. It should be a good year.
Yeah, that's cool. Hopefully be released fairly soon.
Yep.
What are some of the biggest differences between, obviously you're racing different equipment, but what's the biggest difference when you race in Europe compared to when you race in the United States?
I think over here, like especially the dirt track racing and the oval racing, it's a lot more professional. Everyone here, there's a lot of people here that do it for a living, and there's no one back home that does it for a living. We don't really get payouts, and all the crew guys, they just do it for fun, and it's more like a hobby and just for fun. Over here, it's a lifestyle, and you can make a living doing it, and you can race from pretty much start of February to the end of November here. So.
Yeah.
That's why I came out here, because I just want to race as much as I can, whatever I can.
So did you come over here by yourself then, or your family all stay in Europe, I'm guessing, or?
Yeah, I just came over. I always say I came over here on my own and with my gear bag. That's about it.
So you graduated from high school at what age then?
At 16.
16. Were you taking like extra classes, or how did you graduate so young?
Yep, took a couple extra classes, and I was just wanting to get out of, or mainly get over to America as soon as I can. So whatever I could do to get out of here as soon as I can is what I did.
That's impressive.
See, now, from a guy that grew up in a town of 250 people, I can't imagine just say me packing up when I was 16 and going to Europe to live.
Yeah.
There's no way.
No, never would have happened with us. And
Yeah, I've had a lot of people tell me that, and I'm super grateful for my parents that they even let me do it, because I can't imagine having my son or just move out to the other side of the world. But they support me completely in all my dreams and what I want to do. So I'm super grateful for them for even letting me move out here.
I mean, it's awesome. It's a great story for us to hear about, and it's really cool. It's just myself, I can't see me doing it.
Yeah.
Not happening.
So who is all in the family? How many kids are there?
I've got one sister.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Older
I've
or
got a
younger than
sister.
you? Is she older or younger than you?
She's older than me. I think she's 20.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep. So she actually races back home as well a little bit. She's racing my cars now. I've left.
So what's her name?
Her name is Lika.
Lika. Spell
Yep.
that for us.
Lieke.
Lieke. All right. That's cool. I'm just curious in case I want to look up.
Look her up on Facebook, see
For
what she's
racing.
doing for racing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. She races the same things that I used to race when I still lived at home. So she's doing good. She's kind of started out a little rough, but she's made a lot of progress. And every time I go home, and I'm always excited to get to watch her race, because there's always a little progress everywhere.
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely.
So, jumping back to Europe, how long is the season there? I mean, the weather's different than here. How many races would you get in a season?
So we race from March probably till October, but we don't race nowhere near as much. If I would get 50 races in, I would be doing absolutely every race we could. And most people get about 20 to 30 races in. But the fun thing is we actually race in the rain, so we never get rained out. And it's, especially on dirt, it turns into a mess when it rains.
Yeah, you got that right.
Oh, you race in the rain on the dirt even.
Yeah. I went home last time, and I was supposed to drive my family car back home, and it rained, and I said, we're loading this thing up, because I was not going to do it.
I can't even imagine racing on the dirt in the rain. I mean, they do a little racing
That's
in the
like
U.S.
snow.
on the asphalt, but damn, some of the dirt tracks.
It's no fun.
Yeah.
It'd be fun if you were probably the only guy out there.
Yeah, probably then, but no, with other people out there, and I guess I've kind of turned into American that way. If it rains, I'm not racing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't imagine how many tear-offs you would go through.
Now,
Yeah, no, you go through a lot.
are your dirt tracks, are they flat tracks then, or are they banked like they are here?
They're all of our tracks we got back home are flat. We have
Okay.
no bank tracks.
I was going to say, otherwise you can't even, you'd be all, everybody gets stuck when it rains here. You slide down the hill and get stuck in the bottom.
Yeah.
Yep, no, it gets super muddy, and it's just so slow, like you can't get on the gas at all, and you're just sliding around in the mud at that point.
Yeah.
And then cleanup has to be a bitch afterwards.
Oh yeah, the whole truck and trailer, everything is a mess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
You bet. What's the ultimate goal being in the United States? Is it getting to maybe someday being with the World of Outlaws or High Limits, or what's your ultimate goal?
Yeah, my goal when I came out here is just to make a living out of racing. So whatever that may be, I'm up for trying everything. If it has four wheels, an engine, and a steering wheel, I'll jump in it. So I love the midgets. I love wing sprint cars. So whatever I can do to make it work is what I'll race.
That's
Perfect.
Cool. That's cool.
Do you have any T-shirt or apparels or anything like that yet, or haven't got around to doing that?
I unfortunately don't. I probably should have got some made for Cheetah Bowl this year, but I might have some new shirts made this year and put them on the website.
Okay.
He has to wait to release who he's racing for. Then he'll have apparel.
Yep. Exactly.
So for anybody that just
that was
tuned
Tobe's sneaky way of trying to get who you were driving for or whatever. But
it was a good try.
We got Wout
Wout
Hoffmans with us tonight is who we got. We keep forgetting to mention the people halfway through the show.
Yeah.
My wife reminds me all the time that we don't do that, and I just didn't do it in the first show.
Yeah.
So.
But we kept saying it on what there was. So, I don't know. Should we just go to the rapid fire?
We better not keep the kid up on. He's got more races to watch. You watching the races tonight then too?
Yeah, right now I'm sitting in the parking lot in our truck. So we're at Volusia watching the World of Outlaws.
Okay, well at least you're just missing the B mods now or whatever it is.
So.
Yeah, it's perfect timing that World of Outlaw Heats just got done. So.
Yep. We got them on, of course. We got them on the TV behind us. So periodically we get distracted.
All right.
Yep.
So here we go with some of our rapid fire. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
I'm gonna have to go with something sweet, probably like a bubble gum or like something sweet. Anything that's sweet is what I like.
Okay. Are you a cat or a dog person?
I would have said I was a dog person a couple months ago, but ever since living with Johnny, he's got two awesome cats, so I'm gonna have to say cat now.
All right. Besides racing, do you have any hobbies?
Not really. I guess racing's everything for me.
There you go.
How about a favorite movie? Do you have a favorite movie?
It's gotta be Days of Thunder.
All right.
Yep. Good old classic.
Or actually Cars. I always love the Cars movies.
Them are good ones too.
Cars is my favorite one. Do you prefer snow or rain?
Oh, that's a hard one. It's probably gonna have to be rain because snow is just miserable.
Do you get much of that in the Netherlands?
We get a lot of rain. We don't get snow, so I guess that's the nice part. But yeah, we get a lot of rain.
Okay. If you're going to be stranded on an island, what type of music would you want along to listen to?
It'll probably have to be some chill country music.
There you go.
That works.
Bud
loves country.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
Do you have a favorite place to go out to eat?
How about one on each side of the pond?
Back home it would be this restaurant called ABC. It's every time I go home I have to go there at least once.
And what do they serve?
And then
what do you
Sorry,
get?
go ahead.
What do you get for food at ABC?
It's a kind of meat, but I can't really explain it. They have nothing like it in America.
Okay. Something that the Netherlands have that we don't have here.
Yeah.
Got it.
And then over here, well, I mean, my buddy Jeffrey Newell, he took me to a really, really good steak, or I guess it's a Tokyo Garden place in Tulsa. It's called Hibachi. So
Yep.
I'm gonna have to say Hibachi for Jeffrey.
There you go.
Okay, that works. Let's see, my turn. How about a favorite holiday?
Probably the one I took a couple years ago here to Daytona, because that's why I'm here now. So a racing holiday for sure.
There you go. There you go.
Do you have an American driver's license?
I should say I do, but I don't.
Okay. Well then, I don't know.
Yeah, you maybe got him at home before he left.
How fast can you drive in the Netherlands?
It's only in kilometers an hour, but it's 100 kilometer an hour on the highway. I think it's like 60 mile an hour.
Okay.
Okay. Have you gotten any speeding tickets over there?
I actually don't even have my driver's license back home, so we can get our driver's license when we're 18, and I've been living in America ever since. So I'm going to be able to get my American one when I get back from being home in March. So that'll be good.
Okay. So you can't get a license in Europe till you're 18.
Yep, that's right.
Okay.
That's maybe
something
smart.
different we learned there again too.
Yep.
Well, then we can't ask him the next one. Well, we
Well,
could.
as a passenger.
Yes. The question is, what's the fastest you've ever driven down the highway or ridden with somebody? So we're going to have to say, what's the fastest you've ever gone down the highway riding along with somebody?
I've actually been on the Autobahn in Germany where there's no speed limit. So I think it was like 250 kilometers an hour.
Whew, Bud's take the computer out, the phone out for that one. I'll just go to the next question, but that's got to be moving along pretty good.
Yeah, it's fast.
What's your favorite drink or go-to beverage?
I'd have to say a Red Bull, just an OG Red Bull.
Okay. And then he's still computing, so I'll ask the last question. Oh, wait, he's got it.
That's approximately 155.34 miles an hour. What kind of vehicle were you in?
It was a Ferrari, actually. Yep, they're fast.
Do you think it was topped out or not?
I don't know. It's been a while, but probably not. I bet it could go a little faster.
Oh, man, that is flying. I don't know where we're at.
The last one, Bud. You get the last one.
So if you won the lottery, had all the money in the world, is there something that you've always dreamed of owning? You know, a pickup, a car, a sprint car. I mean, what would you do with the money if you won it?
I'd probably spend most of it on race cars, but a nice pickup would be pretty sweet as well.
The kid likes country music, wants a pickup. And I like that. I like you a lot more already.
Sounds like he's from Iowa or South Dakota.
Yeah. So that's what I'd be buying, is a nice pickup. Nice crew cab pickup. Oh, man.
Yep.
Well, this has been a lot of fun for us. It's not every day we get to talk with somebody from the Netherlands. By the way, he was saying earlier, you know, there's a city over there called Hoogeveen.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never been outside using the outhouse.
Over in the Netherlands. So I think it's actually a fairly good-sized city. Have you heard of it, Wout?
Oh yeah, it's a pretty decent sized city for sure.
There you
Wow, there ain't no town named Agassiz.
Yeah. Yeah, I had no idea. I just thought it was cool that they have a city named that. So
yeah.
But you know, we wish you the best of luck this year with whatever you're racing.
Yeah,
I'm sure we'll see
out
it pretty soon. So
we'll have Jody keep us informed if we fall behind.
Yeah.
He'll be able to tell you for sure.
Yep.
You bet. So again, best of luck, and we really look forward to watching you race.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys for having me on. I had a lot of fun talking to you.
All right. Well, enjoy the rest of the night down there.
Yep, I appreciate that.
All right. You take care.
See ya.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Yep. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
He's still got time. They're still racing.
So he's just sitting out in the parking lot.
Yep.
Right now?
Sitting in the parking lot in the pickup or in the truck. Something he was sitting in watching the races. You gotta go push the live button, bud.
I know.
Okay, just checking. In case you forgot, you were doing something else. Didn't want you to screw it up. I'd go do it, but I don't know how. I think I did do it once, didn't I?
I'm so fast.